Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to the Truth of the Week. I'm back here with MI.
What's up, guys?
In today's episode, we will be talking about the Mexico alien story. Let's get right into it. A couple days back, it was reported all over the media that Mexico had revealed findings of alien bodies that came from Peru. During a Mexican Congress meeting, a ufologist by the name of Jamie Masoon presented the alien bodies to the members of the Congress. According to Jamie, the aliens appear to be more than 1,000 years old. During a Tuesday hearing, a forensic specialist and a military doctor showed the members of Congress the results of a body scan he claimed was performed on the aliens. He claimed the alleged aliens had big brains and big eyes, which allowed for a wide, stereoscopic vision, and that they also lacked teeth, so they likely only drank and did not chew. According to those who found the alien bodies, they claimed they found the bodies in a tomb near Nazca. The aliens were two shriveled gray bodies with 3 fingers on each hand, appearing like a stereotypical example of what an alien would look like. Even though the Mexican government technically didn't confirm aliens existed, they just allowed the ufologists to demonstrate the bodies. The headlines were ran all over the news that Mexico had confirmed aliens. Not long after the aliens were shown, scientists started to heavily doubt the authenticity of the supposed alien bodies. One of Mexico's top astrobiologists stated that these conclusions are simply not backed up by evidence, telling the New York Times that the whole thing is very shameful. He claimed researchers at the National Autonomous University of Mexico used carbon dating to determine the remains are about 1,000 years old. Scientists with the university have distanced themselves from Masoon's testimony, saying they were not involved in collecting the sample, nor did they come in contact with the full specimens. They told the researchers in no case did we make conclusions about the origins of these samples. With all this information disproving this as true, people still went with this story. I believe this storyline was pushed so heavily because of a specific reason. It's what the elite want people to believe.
I was excited because they finally was like showing it to the people.
So you still think that these are real alien bodies?
I mean, I kind of do believe that they are. 'Cause, I believe in aliens. I believe aliens are real. I believe they've been here. And little by little, with the files that the government released and the videos that they released of them chasing after alien spaceships, we know they're here. So by the government doing that, I just feel like that's their way of getting us ready for what's to come.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're getting us ready, but I don't think it has anything to do with aliens. I feel that the aliens are definitely a cover-up for something that is coming. And we can see that as even right now, they presented the aliens. First, they were running the story as the aliens are real. Mexico confirmed aliens, but just digging into it a small amount, I didn't even have to do a full-on research when I started to find out that Mexico was saying that they never confirmed that the aliens were real. They were just allowing these ufologists to present the aliens during the Congress meeting, but they never said, yeah, these aliens are real. And now that most scientists in this field have come out and basically denounced this and said that this was basically a scam or basically a trick that they were trying to get over the people. And specifically, if you look at what these bodies were being presented, this just looks like a perfect example of what an alien looks like in a movie. Automatically, that was a big red flag to me. What it did look like to me, though, was the demon that Aleister Crowley drew named Lamb that looks exactly like whatever this thing is. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that they had demons there, but I do think that this was completely staged. And most people at this point are starting to realize that those are probably clay bodies made out of clay. They do not look real at all. And this is exactly what I believe they wanted. They wanted people to feel that aliens were real, but it's for a different purpose. It's not because aliens are coming. I don't think it's because it has anything to do with aliens being here. I think that it has something to do with what their next plans are. And if we've been paying attention to all the imagery that's been going on, they've been pushing this apocalypse imagery, this end of the world imagery, and it goes hand in hand with this alien theme, like I mentioned in one of my videos on the main channel.
I mean, there's a lot of people that think that they're showing us all this alien stuff now because aliens is just something they're gonna use to brainwash us. It's something bigger. A lot of people believe what you believe. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, oh, like Alex Jones, he believes that they're just preparing us, but it's not going to be real aliens. It's going to be something else. There's a lot of people like that, but then you got a lot of people like me who feel like it is real. There is other life. They've been here with us. There's been probably millions of reports of people getting either abducted or alien sightings, UFO sightings. It goes both ways, though. So I don't disagree with you, but my belief is that aliens are real and they're just getting us ready.
I'm not saying that aliens aren't real or not real. What I am saying is that in this situation, this was definitely staged. And I just really want to know, what do you think about the fact that Aleister Crowley, over 100 years ago now, drew this photo of Lamb that looks exactly like a stereotypical alien, that looks exactly like all of the aliens that were shown on TV. And he didn't call it an alien. He called it an Egyptian god who came to him and gave him the instructions to write the book of the law and bring in the new aeon, the age of the do what thou wilt, the age that we're basically living in. Demon, which most people would see and call an alien, was a fallen god. That's what Crowley himself, the person who first drew this drawing, this wasn't something that was seen before him. He first drew the first depiction of a demon, which looks very similar to an alien. Before then, this wasn't a depiction of an alien. So how do you feel about that, knowing that what we think an alien looks like is what Crowley drew over 100 years ago as a demon? What does that make you think about aliens?
Exactly what I said earlier. Some people believe they're demons, some people believe they're gods. Some people like got Scientologists who believe in aliens and all of this stuff. It's crazy because I can't sit here and say, oh, I don't believe aliens are demons, because there's a very big possibility that they are. But there's also a very big possibility that they're just a more advanced life that live out in the galaxies, and they made their way over here and they've been here for years. And the way he said that it's an Egyptian god, in the pyramids, they drew these beings coming from the sky, so it's hard to say.
Just like the fallen angels that fell from heaven, they came from the sky. My point is, when I'm trying to ask you this question is, do you think that Crowley was in contact with aliens, or do you think that he was in contact with what he thought? Because what Crowley does is ceremonial and ritualistic magic. He was a Freemason, he was an occultist, and he routinely stated that he was visited by these fallen angels and these spirits, and that's how he was able to make so many secret societies with his occult teachings,
Yeah, I mean, look, you got George Washington, who said he spoke to aliens as well. I've seen that in the documentary, who was also a Freemason.
I did not know that at all. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I seen it on an interview on Amazon Prime. And they were talking about how he claimed that aliens came down and spoke to him and gave him knowledge. You get what I'm saying? So if Aleister Crowley, another high-rank Freemason, is claiming the same thing, I mean, like, what you think?
What I'm saying is that he didn't refer to it as an alien. He referred to it as a god. He drew what the god looked like to him as what we think an alien looks like. Now, in my opinion, I believe this is all connected to the New World Order and the Freemasons wanting us to believe that we're heading towards an apocalypse or something of that sort. I see this imagery as very convenient for the narrative that they have been pushing for the last few months. Like I mentioned before, we saw how Doja Cat has been showing herself as Scarlet, and Scarlet is in the Bible as a sign of the end times. We also see how Hulu announced that they're dropping a movie about aliens and the end of the world, dropping on September 22nd, the same day Doja Cat's dropping her album. Right after it was reported that Mexico had aliens, or Mexico had found aliens, I see a connection there. I see a strategic plan being played out, and it's all connecting together as a rollout for whatever they have coming,
Yeah, definitely. I agree. The way they putting all this stuff out at once, like they going hard right now. You really got to sit back and analyze it. They're exposing this. They showing us that. They showing us bodies. They showing us documents. They showing videos. It's all over the news. So, they are preparing us for something. For what? We all have to wait and see. But they're definitely preparing us for something to come.
Yeah, and just think about it like this. For the longest time, they would tell us aliens weren't real. They would always deny any claims of aliens, and any type of talks about aliens, you would look like you were crazy. Now they've changed the direction. It's now media is pushing the alien narrative. They want people to believe in aliens. When the media is pushing something and they get behind something and they try to spin it as a positive thing, you know that the elite are behind it, because who controls the media? The elite. They're the ones who tell the media what to say, what narrative to push, how to paint it, and that's exactly what I believe they're doing with this alien story. I looked into it, I took my time, I wanted to see if there was any legitimacy to this, because like I've said before, I personally do not care to believe in aliens. Not saying that I completely disagree that they exist or not, I just don't care about their existence because God doesn't tell me to care about their existence. I'm not concerned about that because it's not going to help me with my salvation. What I do need to know is how I'm being deceived, or if others are being deceived, what we can do to stop that, which I believe this all is. I believe we're just all being deceived. The media is being used to spin this narrative for a reason.
I can't disagree with you, man. They putting it out there. They heavy right now, so
If aliens exist, that's something that I'm not going to be able to prove or disprove. Many people believe in aliens. I've come around to at least tolerate the fact that people believe in it because I don't see it in the Bible, but I also know that there's other things in the Bible that could be interpreted as aliens, like demons, for example. If the government comes tomorrow, or tomorrow I go outside and I see a giant spaceship in the sky coming down, I'm not going to be ignorant and try to deny what's right in front of me. Or if this was hard evidence, if they had 100% confirmed evidence that I can sit back and just have to accept the truth, I would be the one saying, yeah, aliens are real, because I do not deny the truth. The truth is the truth. And if aliens are real, that would be a big problem. I would agree that. If aliens were coming down to Earth, what do you think they would come down for?
to wipe us out.
I don't necessarily think to wipe us out. If aliens did exist and they had to come down here, maybe they would wipe us out, but the reason would either be because either their planet has some sort of problems, or they need our resources, or for whatever reason, something that we have, right?
First option, the first thing you said, they planet is messing up, whatever, is not good, and they come in here to take over our planet because now they need somewhere to live. They need somewhere to, that's the same way if us humans go to another planet, like they're trying to go to Mars supposedly. If there's life on Mars and this planet is already dying, we're going to have to eliminate whoever's there, right or wrong?
I think that if they did come over here, it would be for something like that. That's another reason why I find it so hard to believe that aliens are just traveling over here, spending God knows how much money it is in their planet, or resources it is in their planet, to get here just to look at us and then leave. I would see them coming over here, taking over, or, taking the resources by force that they need. Because if they were able to travel to our planet, they are far more advanced technology-wise than us and would have no issues taking us out. Emma, when you think of aliens, do you think of them as a typical representation that they show, or do you expect them to look very different than what they're being presented if they were real?
So according to certain people who've seen them or been abducted, they claim to be seeing multiple different types. Like they got the small gray ones, then they said they seen the big white ones, then they say they are reptilians. So I don't know what they wouldn't look like. Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Area 51 having alien spacecrafts, and maybe they're the ones flying it over us, making us believe that there's an alien invasion for the New World Order?
That's what I think it is as well. I've said this before. I don't think that it's alien spacecraft, but it could be spacecraft designed by the military to appear like what we think it's an alien. You understand? What we think it's a UFO. I believe the US government would not keep aliens' existence from us because there's no need for it. So many people are willing to accept that aliens are real. What would be the point of lying?
You got to remember, there's people who are so religious, right? You got to think about it. Like, how much percent of the world? I want to say like 70% of the world are religious,
I'll say there's about 30 to 40% now that are still living a life of religion and God,
Okay, so now if we don't get, I'm speaking as the government, if we can't get these people to accept what's going on because of their religious beliefs, and if aliens were to come here, it's gonna raise hell. So people are not gonna want to accept it because of their religious beliefs. So the government is easing them in little by little to get them ready, to make them accept what's coming. That's why they're not coming out with it all in one shot.
So you think the government is working with the aliens? You think that the aliens rule the government?
Who knows, man? That's a good one. Maybe they do.
I know for a fact that this alien story, this alien idea, is tied up with their New World Order and what they want to bring in. So I'm confident that it's going to be connected in one way or another. Whether it's real or not, there's no way I can confirm this. But what I do know is that the Freemasons who run our world are the ones that are putting this imagery out there. They're the ones that run the media. They're the ones that control what gets talked about or not. That's it for this video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.